Well, welcome. It's nice to see everybody here on a snowy day. My name is Bruce Landon, President, General Manager of Springfield Falcons. On behalf of the organization, very proud to see such a great turnout. Thank all the members of the media for coming today as well for some important announcements from owner of the Falcons, Charlie Pompea. So again, on behalf of the organization, thanks. That's all I have to say is we appreciate you coming out, appreciate the media, and right now I'd like to introduce the owner of the Springfield Falcons, Charlie Pompea. Charlie.
Thank you very much for showing up on this fine day in February. I didn't realize how much I missed being in Florida. We're at 75 degrees and blue sky. So it was very special of you to arrange for the last few days of weather that we've had, because my wife was hoping that we had a little snow when we came up to see it, and unfortunately we had a lot of snow to the point where we missed the game on Friday, which was unfortunate, and we missed one of our sponsors today. They had to cancel out. But thank you, and I've got to say the people in this room are the Falcons faithful. There's no doubt in my mind about that. It's been a little over 2 years since our family bought this fine franchise, and I must say I've enjoyed the experience. I've enjoyed the excitement, and I found after talking to Bruce that the people of Springfield really didn't know a whole lot about me. I've seen emails that saying, who is this guy? What's he got behind his mind? What's he doing with the team? Etc. So I thought I'd explain a little bit about me and kind of quell the rumors that we've had circling the wagons here. I'm an entrepreneur. I had my own business. I started actually in sales when I got out of college, and I like challenges, and I like hockey. I like hockey very much. I think it's very exciting. It's a sport that is like no other. So I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to own this team, because it is a fine team. I'm a self-made guy. I'm not a figurine in a Monopoly game. I'm not the chubby old guy that likes to wear the top hat and buy things and look for tax write-offs. I am very clear about that. My dad, God bless him, he's passed on now. He was a tool and die maker. He was a blue-collar worker, which I appreciated very much. He quit school when he was in 8th grade, and he worked very hard so that our family could be provided very well for us. So I thank him. He's the guy that really drove me to what I do. As a former owner of a very successful steel distribution company, I always jettisoned our losers, and I invested in our winners. Unfortunately, the Springfield Falcons has not been a financial winner for us yet. And with that being said, we've recently been approached about selling the team. If we sold the team, it would be moved, and all you fine folks in here would lose what you've supported very hard over the years. However, we're not ready to give up yet. We believe in Springfield, and we believe in the Falcons. But we cannot afford to continue to lose money, and we need more support with fans coming to the games, and definitely need more positive television coverage. The reason I say that is I know Eric Levine, our media guy, has spent a lot of time and a lot of effort trying to get good clips about good things to the TV coverage here, or television stations here in Springfield, and unfortunately we have not gotten that support. So I ask all of you as good fans of the Falcons, write a note or call the TV stations and say, hey, give them some positive support. It's a good story to tell. And there's too many bad things in the news, so we need some good things. So please, give us some support in that area. I'll never forget when I first bought this franchise. I was sitting in the Sheraton Hotel, and I turned on the television, and there was an unfortunate crime here in Springfield, and the TV cameras were out in front of the MassMutual Civic Center here with a big sign, MassMutual Civic Center, talking about a terrible crime in Springfield. And I thought to myself, why wouldn't they turn around and have the cameras facing the court steps instead of facing our fine Civic Center, because all it does is give the feeling to people that don't know Springfield that coming here is a problem and an issue. So again, I ask the television stations, please give it a second thought when you stand out in front of our fine Civic Center and take pictures of MassMutual Civic Center in the background when you're talking about a hideous crime. I want to personally thank our loyal fans, our corporate sponsors, for their unwavering support. We have not had much success in the ice, as all of you will know, over the last few years. But I can tell you, this year, our coaching staff, our players, have a great deal of talent and a great deal of heart. Heart, to me, is the most important thing. Brad Larson assured me in the beginning of the season that we're not going to get pushed around in our barn. And believe me, our guys put 100% out when they're on the ice. So we really appreciate that very much. To me, it's very exciting, as I believe we not only have winners on the ice, we have winners off the ice. In the beginning of the season, I personally called 10 businesses out. I asked for a list of 10 businesses, local businesses, that had not supported us in the last couple of years. So I said, well, let me give them a call. So I called 10 businesses, some very large, some very small, and much to my surprise, I did not even receive the courtesy of a return phone call. And I look at it and say, you know, even a company group night as an incentive for employees could help us move this team in the right direction. So again, please, I ask all of you, our faithful fans, to reach out to your employers and say, hey, a group night. It not only helps bonding employees, but it helps the Falcons achieve the goals that they need to achieve. Our team is in first place. We're playing very exciting hockey. And we made very many positive changes over the last 2 years, which I'm sure you that come to the games have seen. And we're trying to improve the family entertainment experience. We're more than a hockey team to the greater Springfield community, and as we not only contribute to the local community by driving outside revenue, and Bruce did some research, or had some research done, we found that this team, with basically 38 or 40 home games, drives over $6 million of revenue to local restaurants, hotels, buses, parking, etc. That's a lot of money, and I don't think that the city of Springfield would want to lose that. Our staff and our players continue to volunteer their time to numerous charitable activities. Evidence of that is our recent partnering with a wonderful organization, Links to Libraries, and the adoption of the, excuse me if I say it wrong, is it Tatum or Tatum? Tatum Elementary School in West Springfield. Cam Atkinson gave his time, he went out, he read to the kids, and the kids had a wonderful time with it. So I'm very proud of that. We supported the Marine Corps Toys for Tots. We were told, Sarah was told that it was one of their most successful drives they've had in years in the city of Springfield. And we gave 400 toys back to the kids that really need it. So then I look at Friends of the Homeless. Our guys donated socks. The players went out there. They fed some of the homeless. And then we have our organizations, Movember and Pink in the Rake efforts, which is fantastic for men's cancer and women's cancer efforts. I could go on and on as I talk about this, but I'm sure that most of you, again, because you are Falcons faithful, you know what we do in the community. But we would hope that you'll pass the word to the rest of the community. The Pompea family firmly believes in giving back to the local community. Education and health are extremely important factors in keeping inner cities alive. We also want the Falcon organization to be part of that positive influence. We're very proud, and certainly with the help of Sarah, my daughter, to announce the formation of Springfield Falcons Charity Foundation. I'd like to present this personal check to my daughter Sarah, who will become the Falcons Foundation's first president. Thank you. This will be our mission. I'm not sure if all of you can read it in the far back, But the mission of the Springfield Falcons Charitable Foundation is to enrich the lives of children and families throughout the greater Springfield area by promoting awareness, education, exercise, and health. The foundation is committed to bettering the quality of life in the community where we live and work through the contribution of resources and acts of volunteerism. Our staff, over the summer, when we're off time, you'll see us around town donating their time, energy, effort to try and help this community better themselves. So I'm very excited about this. I think Sarah will do a good job. I think Bruce and his staff will also contribute dramatically. So again, it's just another thing that we can do in the city of Springfield to help out. When we first bought this team, we had no allegiance to Springfield. I looked at it as a business venture. But honestly, after meeting many fans, which I've seen most of you at games, and watching many, many, many children smile and dance to "Bird is the Word," I know it's more than a hockey game. We are a big ground level part of the Springfield community, and quality family time creates lasting memories. Extremely important in our point of view. We have done our part in trying to keep the Falcons in hockey in Springfield, but unfortunately we're still one of the lowest average attendance out of 30 teams in the AHL. As Bruce Landon has heard me say, it's a business, Bruce, it's not a hobby. Now it's your turn to do your part by supporting our players, coming out to games in order to make this a successful franchise so they truly become Springfield's team. I'm sure over the last 8 or 10 years, most of you have all been to Springfield Falcons hockey games, and probably every year or maybe twice a year, you'll hear Bruce stand and say, "We need your support, we need your support." Well, I don't want to pick the team up, I don't want to move it, and I'll tell you quite frankly, I don't take one penny out of this team. I don't expect to, I don't want to. I pay for my own tickets, which is quite surprising because former owners, I think, comp tickets all over the world. Some of you might have heard they've had new policies about ticket comps. Unfortunately, I had to take some of those comps away just to try and make this a successful break-even team. Now I'm going to tell you some facts that probably will shock you. Between the affiliation fee, between the AHL dues, between the staff of our the salaries of our fine staff that we have to carry for 12 months a year, not just during hockey season, between our rent, between our insurance, between our supplies, between our trainers, it costs us about $73,000 to $74,000 a game to open up the stadium. It's a lot of money. When we end up with 1,500 or 1,800 people at an average ticket price of $12 or $13, you add it up and it's a big spread. So we need people in the stands. We've got wonderful corporate support. We're always looking for more. Obviously, we appreciate very much what people have done for us, but just to make it break even, we need more help. So tell your friends, assure them, once they experience the excitement of the goal horn going off and the crowd cheering, they'll be hooked on hockey. And I want to make this truly Springfield's team. I want this to be where you want to be on a Friday night, Saturday night, or Sunday afternoon. And I don't want to be up here next year saying, geez, guys, where's our support? I think Ron Chamilis in the paper has said it a number of times. We're the hockey fans. I can't expect everybody to come out to 38 games a year. I think it's a little bit too much. But I can expect people to come 4 or 5 times a year, 6 times a year. And we certainly have ticket packages that'll accommodate everyone's needs. It's just a question of getting people to say, come on out, enjoy the experience, and I think you'll find that we can stop talking about losing money, we can stop talking about leaving Springfield, we start talking about we are truly Springfield's baby. Okay? Sorry if I'm a little long-winded, but you get a mic in my hand, I generally don't stop talking. Our Falcons, we're hatched and hungry, but without your support, with fans in the seats, it would be difficult to continue to be a viable franchise for this community. We are excited about the formation of the foundation, which Sarah's going to drive. We are going to pick certain charities and get behind them in a big way. And I think that's extremely important to keep this downtown Springfield alive. We look forward to your support on and off the ice. When a duck flies alone, and someone told me this a long time ago, but it's very true. When a duck flies alone, it's very difficult to fly a long distance by himself. But in a formation, they continue to switch leads, and they all work together. Hopefully you all understand this press conference is not about me. It's about the greater Springfield community. As I said, I don't take one penny out of this organization. I don't expect to. I've explained to Bruce, and I've explained to our staff, if we can get to the point of making a little money, that money will be equally spread between our fine staff who work so hard for the Falcons, not to Charlie Pompea or his family to take out and change my lifestyle. It's not going to, believe me. But together, we can make a difference. If any of you have not heard, bird is the word. So spread the rumors, spread the talk, get people excited. I thank you for your time, and I hope that I cleared up any questions that we may have. I got all kinds of emails, Twitters, tweets, Facebook questions about what I was going to say. Is he moving the team? I don't think he's that dumb to do it during this middle of the season. Just keep in mind, I write the checks at the end of the year. It comes out of my family's checkbook. And it does mean a lot, I think, to keep the Falcons here. And as I said, I had no allegiance to Springfield. I didn't live here. I didn't work here. But I certainly have fallen in love with the team and the fans that have been so supportive of us over the years. I'd be happy to take any questions if anybody has any. Otherwise, I hope we have a solid game. Our fellows have been down in the last week. Half the team has had the flu. They've had a lot of call-ups, but they're still playing from the heart. And they haven't played for 7 or 8 days, so we look forward to a good game. Question?
How far away are you from breaking even in the number of fans?
Bruce can probably help me a little better in here, but I'd say another 300 to 400 a game.
About another 400 a game and get us to where we need to be.
300 to 400 a game would make it, and it doesn't sound like a lot, especially some of the larger companies in this area. We cannot get any support from at all, which is really troubling because their core of employees come from the greater Springfield area.
Have you ever thought of putting together a fan committee? I know there's a lot of people in here that really support the team, and letting the fans get more involved in selling tickets and doing what you're doing.
Absolutely, that's a great idea. We can run with that, Bruce. I think that's a fine idea. We do have a booster club, but they certainly need assistance. But a fan support group like that could make a difference. We could come up with all kinds of exciting ideas where if you could put together a group, maybe you or some even charity that you choose could benefit from that. But we just can't keep giving the store away. We can't keep selling $1 for 99 cents because eventually it just doesn't work. But that's a great idea. So please see Bruce, talk to him, and we'd love to have you.
I was pleased that my company is happy to sponsor a couple of evenings for our staff. Now I'm upset it's not enough, so we're going to get some more.
Well, I don't want anybody to think, and I feel a little humbled here because all of you fine people in this room are supporting the team, and we do appreciate that very much. Maybe rather than doing more yourself, which I thank you very much for your support, is talking to friends or other friends that have businesses and say, hey, bring them out. You have a great time. And believe me, we are trying to put more and more effort into family entertainment and having kids enjoy themselves and have those lasting memories of being in a hockey game versus stressing hockey. We love hockey, don't get me wrong, but we don't control, once that puck drops, we don't control what happens on the ice. The only thing we can do is make sure that the experiences are memorable for the people that are there. So thank you very much for that suggestion.
Is there anything we could
I think that's a good idea.
We bring so much to the city. If you guys weren't here,
Right.
their private concession company would have nothing.
Right. We are, I gotta,
Government officials would ask.
two things to say. I gotta say that Bruce and I have talked about this extensively. Bruce has met with the mayor a number of times. The state of Massachusetts owns this fine arena. Unfortunately, they are dictated by certain things called lack of money, lack of funding. We are pushing very hard with them now for them to update the lighting, for example, in the arena so that we can dim the lights, fans can get a real experience, enjoy it very much. We are pushing them for some additional Saturday nights instead of Sunday afternoons or Friday nights. Obviously, everybody's got, or not everybody, but there's kids basketball on Friday nights, there's kids playing hockey on Friday nights, so that takes away from our entertainment. We've talked with the city a number of times about helping us reduce the cost of parking across the street so that we could put together a package in our ticket price and say, you know, for the ticket holders, you'll get free parking, it's included in your ticket price, et cetera. Unfortunately, they're unable to budge because they have budget restraints as well. So it's a question with government, how much money do they have and where are they going to put it? And unfortunately, the state of Massachusetts is not much better off than any other state in the country, and they just don't have a lot of funds to spend. But we are pushing for some ideas that might help. We've tried to upgrade the Coliseum concourse with some old pictures. We're trying to get an area where we can have a real hockey museum, so to speak. So there's some things that they'll allow us to do that don't cost them a lot of money, that again will make the experience a little bit more exciting, but unfortunately they don't have a lot of funds to give us. We did ask the mayor to write letters to all the businesses in the greater Springfield area, which we did. He was very nice of him to do it. Our people followed up, and we really got very little response from it. So I guess I have to rely and push it back to everybody in this room to say, we need your help. We need you to push out and say, hey, you know, bring friends, bring neighbors. There's packages that are affordable for every group. And again, I'm not trying to line my pockets. All I'm trying to do is save this franchise. So.
Is there a way of cutting game a day, like ticket sales, instead of saying one day, like 13 or 15 a day, like cutting the price?
Well, certainly there is. We have many ticket packages. Right. I hear you. What we're trying to do is encourage, because we have costs that are there no matter what happens. We have fixed costs. It's very hard for us to judge how many people are going to walk up and see a game. In the meantime, I still have to pay the salaries, I still have to pay the light bill, I still have to pay all the expenses, whether it be trainers or whatever. We have encouraged our fans. I think it's as little as, how many games, Bruce? 6? You can buy a 6-game flex pack for very inexpensive numbers versus walking up. Walking up, we just can't rely on the walk-up trade. So what we've had to do is we've looked at other arenas and said, you know, walk up, especially for specific teams, Providence, Hartford, maybe even Worcester. We've had to raise the price, the ticket price, because one, they do, and two, we're getting a lot of fans from other venues, and we're trying to capitalize on, or actually minimize our losses. So my suggestion is talk to a ticket rep about maybe buying a six flex pack. Explain maybe how it works. It's you buy six games and.
You have a flex pack with us?
I used to, but when the team started going to last place and not be productive,
So we've changed that. Now there's no excuse, right?
Yeah, right. Okay.
The people that are paying full price at the box office, if you buy one of our flex plans, there you go. So if you buy one of the flex plans, you save money.
Right.
A lot of money off box office.
My daughter just corrected me. It's 7-game flex pack, not 6. So don't hold me to it. All right. Well, I don't know what it is. All I know is you can save a lot of money by buying a flex pack. You can use it any way you want. You can bring 6 friends to 1 game instead of going to 6 games. I can tell you that in talking to the players, it makes a big difference to them when we have a crowd. It makes a big difference in how they play, how they feel, how excited they are. Yes, they're professionals, and they should be that way all the time. But when they hear the crowd going crazy, they really, really get excited. So.
I'd like to see more television coverage of our Falcons and
Thank you. I can honestly tell you, Eric Levine, our media coordinator, every game he sends out clips. We have interviews. We had an interview with Ryan Craig. A great interview, and what he said was, please, we love the fans. We want more fans. It never gets shown. So I think you came in a little bit later.
the only channel I ever see you can get highlights and you don't have to come to the game anymore.
Right.
But at least promote that the team's doing well. And
Well, before you,
you see it on CBS 3.
I agree 100%. Before he came in, I said, do your job for us. Call the TV stations, write them a note. Say, look, where's our coverage for our Falcons? We want to see it. Well, we haven't had much response lately. The newspapers have been great for us. You get great coverage there, but the television coverage is lacking. So please, any pressure you can put on them, I'd very much appreciate.
Have you had any discussions with conglomerates when they come to the city? Obviously, everybody's in the benefit from one or two of them if they do come.
I didn't hear.
Is there any communications between your organization and MGM or PennDOT?
I personally want to stay neutral on that, but again, I have to tell you, it's a business, it's not a hobby. And all of you that have been in the arena have seen MGM has stepped forward and bought a sponsorship so that you see their signs around. So they are a sponsor of ours, but we're not in any way connected politically or pushing for any one casino. That's the people's choice. It's not ours. It could be good for the city, it could be bad, but I really can't make a comment about it.
Fair to say, sticking with the positive aspect, that attendance has at least increased a little bit?
Attendance has increased a little bit, which we appreciate, but I can tell you that the numbers were so poor before. It's still a long way where we need to be. Now, there is nothing, and again, I can't say it enough. There's nothing more exciting than being in that barn. I call it the barn, the old barn, with having 5,000, 6,000 people in there. It's just a hum. It's a buzz. Last game I was here, maybe it was opening night or something. It was quite a large crowd here. I went out on the street. There were kids dancing to bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. So I started dancing with them. I got all excited. And people didn't know who I was, but their parents would look at me like, hey, that guy's a real fan. You know, well, I am a real fan. So if we can get an average, I think, of about 4,000 people a game, and I can't expect, again, we have weather issues in New England. We have all kinds of weather issues. I can't expect everybody to come to every game. But if you can come and bring a couple of friends, you know, that's 3 more people than we have in a normal situation. So if we can get to about 4,000, and I think we can. I don't think there's any reason why we can't. I saw many years ago when the Hartford Whalers were down in Hartford, they started off small, and as soon as they got a following and people realized that our players put their pants on every morning just like we do. They love to go out. Sarah's telling me they love to go out and talk and read to children. They really enjoy that. Besides playing hockey, this is a big thrill to them. Most of these guys who come from, you know, normal backgrounds. They were from farms up in Canada. They go back and they work on the farms during the summer, and then they come back and play hockey. So getting people out to the game is what's most important. I saw somebody else. No other questions? All right, thank you very much. All I can say is, go Falcons!